MatAnyone 2 has done something the industry didn't expect this soon. It hasn't just improved background removal, it has fundamentally eliminated the need for green screens entirely. We're not talking about a marginal improvement in a niche tool. This is a categorical shift in how video production works at every level, from bedroom creators to professional studios. Every previous background removal tool collapsed at the same two problems: fine strands of hair and motion blur. These aren't minor edge cases. They appear in almost every real-world shot. Hair scatters light unpredictably, and motion blur blends subject edges with background pixels in ways that confuse matting algorithms. MatAnyone 2 solves both, and solving the hardest part means the rest of the problem is essentially behind us. This is the part of the story that rarely gets told. The green screen wasn't an elegant solution, it was a workaround. Because software couldn't distinguish subject from background reliably, the entire physical production world reorganized itself around that failure. Special paint, dedicated lighting rigs, trained operators avoiding spill, controlled environments, all of it was infrastructure built to compensate for what algorithms couldn't do. That's an enormous amount of human effort and capital deployed to solve a software problem. There's a pattern emerging across AI video tools that's worth naming explicitly. Every time a technical execution barrier falls, the bottleneck doesn't disappear, it moves upstream. When color grading got automated, the question became whether your shot composition was interesting. Now that background removal is solved, the question becomes whether your story, framing, and creative vision are actually compelling. The tools are racing toward commoditizing execution, which means creativity becomes the remaining competitive moat. For machine learning engineers, the open source release of MatAnyone 2 signals something important about how fast the field is moving. The quality level this model achieves would have required significant proprietary infrastructure and compute just 6 months ago. Now it's something you can clone, run, and integrate into a production pipeline. The gap between cutting-edge research and deployable product is shrinking at an accelerating rate, which means engineering teams need to reassess their build versus integrate decisions more frequently than before. The economic implications are immediate and practical. A small content team that was previously budgeting for a green screen studio setup, the space, the paint, the lights, the operator time, can redirect that entire budget toward things that actually differentiate their work. Better cameras, better locations, better talent, better story development. The democratization here isn't just about access to the tool. It's about rebalancing where production money actually goes and giving smaller teams leverage they've never had before. What MatAnyone 2 represents is part of a much larger pattern worth tracking. AI tools are systematically dismantling infrastructure that only existed because of earlier software limitations. Every physical workaround built around a technical gap is now a candidate for elimination. This means entire categories of professional equipment, specialized skills, and dedicated spaces face obsolescence pressure. The question for any production team isn't whether this trend continues. It's which physical constraint gets automated away next, and whether you're positioned ahead of it. Here's the uncomfortable truth that this technological moment surfaces. When every creator has access to the same powerful tools, the differentiator becomes something that can't be automated: the quality and originality of the ideas themselves. MatAnyone 2 makes background removal trivial, but it cannot make your concept interesting, your perspective original, or your storytelling emotionally resonant. The barrier to entry for technical production is collapsing. The barrier to actually making something worth watching has never been higher.